Ribeiro-Addy.
Deputy Speaker, the government and its immediate predecessor are not trying to formulate a workable policy on this issue, and that's evident from the Home Secretary's bizarre and unconvincing opening. What they're trying to do is keep the ERG and other agitators on side, grubby politicking by using the most vulnerable people, often fleeing the effects of our wars or persecution or reprisals as collateral damage. The reality is that most asylum applications are fully justified. In the end, after a long and unnecessary delay, 3/4 of applications are granted. These are the people that the government wants to deny entry, not because of their circumstances, but because of how they arrived. We also now have abject sight of ministers putting out propaganda that boasts that anyone arriving by small boat will not be offered the protections of the Modern Slavery Act. Ministers are actually saying that they will refuse protections to people being trafficked and used as modern slaves, making this policy a charter for people trafficking. You can't say that you're going to be combating people smuggling if all you're doing is putting policies in place which actually encourage it. Now, one of the arguments that's often used is that, particularly when it comes to France, it's a safe place. But I was in Calais earlier this year, and I can tell you that it's anything but safe for refugees, particularly children. In fact, our government is now paying more and more money to make it more hostile and unsafe for these vulnerable people going through there. They absolutely are. Now, this bill addresses none of the issues when it comes to humanity, but there is an alternative, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's a policy that is supported by all experts in the field. We could establish safe and legal routes, not the mythical routes that the Home Secretary can't seem to name or give us a single indication as to what they are. There could be a number of processing centres close to the French coast. Residence visas could be issued to all those entitled to be here. They could be safely transported here with no excuse to maintaining these appalling immigration detention centres. And if humanity doesn't appeal to members' offices, perhaps think about the millions of pounds that would be saved. Of course, that would put out companies like Serco, Mears, G4S and Clear Springs, those who are the big winners in the immigration detention estate. They would lose some money, but the tabloids would have to find someone else to attack, and government ministers would have to find a new enemy to distract from their own spectacular economic failures. But we wouldn't be breaking international law or demonising vulnerable people or falling out again with our closest neighbours. Madam Deputy Speaker, this legislation should not have seen the light of day. There is nothing worth amending, which is why I was pleased to table a cross-party amendment and pleased to support the reasoned amendment in the name of the Leader of the Opposition. If members opposite are deeply disturbed, as they say they are, then they should do the right thing and walk through the lobbies with us tonight and vote against this.